Thanks everybody for joining. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Sara Tatam, one of the senior sales executives here at Provident CRM, and I've been working with Sugar for I think about 11 years now. And we do these sessions quarterly. Obviously last quarter we didn't do one, hence we're rolling both quarters into this session here. Just to show you guys, the features that Sugar have released. And it in the main, it saves you from reading all of the release notes, gives you the opportunity to see some of the features in action as well, and to ask me any questions. So on the agenda today, I'm going to be looking at features rolled out across Sugar Sell, Serve and Enterprise, as well as looking at some of the enhancements on Sugar Connect and Sugar Mobile. So we're going to make a start then. So the first section here is looking at the user interface. So some of you will already have been upgraded to Sugar's new interface. If you haven't, it'll be it's on its way. And this interface is available on Sell, Serve and Enterprise. So the items within the interface redesign includes module sidebar navigation. So the module sidebar navigation really is the navigation bar, which is including things like the quick create menu, the home button has all moved to the left hand side of the screen. I'll go ahead and share my screen in a moment and show you. The global search is more readily available, so this is now in the middle of the screen at the top. And there's also additional vertical screen space, so things like on the options for doc merge and settings and things like that have actually been moved into the user menu instead of now at the bottom of the screen. There's a refreshed icon library, so all of the module icons have changed, and users then also have the ability to set the number of pinned modules that they'd like to see on that navigation bar. So let's go ahead and show you. So here's my Sugar environment for today. So here we are. Navigation bar is now on the left hand side. It's a different color as well. The global search, as I referenced, is in the middle of the screen, so more easily accessible, whereas before it was a box up here. Previously, all of the things like the settings and version information and doc merge was all down here. That's all been moved now over here. So everything is on the left hand side. There's also new icons in the modules, so you can kind of see here they've all changed. And as we move through this, this session, you'll see how they can be customized as well. So as I mentioned as well, users are able to choose how many modules they wish to pin here. So obviously by default I've got 4, but you can have 6, 8, you could just have 1. So a user, depending on what modules it is that they are accessing regularly on a daily basis, they can choose which modules they wish to have pinned in this sidebar. Does anybody have any questions on that? Okay, let's continue. So just moving on as well to, again, user interface continued. There's a few redesign factors here as well. So inline list editing in record view details. So you can now edit the records in a list view tab of a record view dashlet. I'll show you that. So if you imagine you're looking at the accounts module and you've got the sidebar on the right hand side, the intelligence pane, and in there you might have a little dashlet showing the contacts that belong to that account. You can now do inline editing in that dashlet. Focus drawers. So I've actually really enjoyed using the focus drawers. I've been able to, myself navigate Sugar quicker with less clicks using the focus drawers. And I know a few of us here at Provident are a really big fan of those. So they've also had some enhancements. So we're looking at tabbed browsing within the focus drawers. So all record links in focus drawers are now opened in focus tabs within the drawer. I will show you this. Allowing all users to work seamlessly in one place, as you'll see. The record view added to focus drawers. So what this means is any record links in a focus drawer are opened in tabs in the focus drawer. Okay, so we've also got the record view dashlet titles can also be clicked. So record view dashlets have been made clickable clickable links into focus drawers so that more information is available to be viewed directly within the focus tabs. So also when viewing a focus drawer, you can click on even more of the focus icons and all of the record links to open multiple tabbed records related to the original. And each time you click on any link in the focus icon from within a drawer, a new tab will just be added to the drawer header. So I know that was a lot of words there, so let me just show you that. So there's an example anyway, but let's show you a live scenario. So back to my environment over here. So if I just go, I'm going to start off looking at an account. Let's do it from the list view. So I'm going to open an account here. So here's the first step of my focus drawer. It might be I would like some more information on their purchase history. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the purchase history here. Oh, and then I want to click on a product. So what we can now do is click on the item instead of having to keep clicking these focus drawers. And as you can see, there we go. And then I can click on something else within here. If you've got any dashlets, so let me just hop back to this one here. If you've got any dashlets on the account record as well, so let's just open up bing bong. Let's go to active subscriptions purchase log. So what we do have as well, anywhere that you've got a record where we're looking at an actual record view here, and anywhere where you've got dashlets in the intelligence pane, you can also view those in the focus drawers as well. And then you can just hop between them. So normally, if I wanted to look at these 4 items, I'd have them in separate. I'd be doing this, opening a new tab, opening a new tab. I'd be having separate tabs across the top here. Whereas now we can just go ahead and open all of these here. As you can see, I'm clicking on lots of links. And instead of having to use external tabs in my browser, I can just use the tabs within the focus drawer. So I really, really, really like that. And I know Emma on the call as well is a huge fan of focus drawers. So hopefully that's helped with that. Well, as you can see, I'm just like closing them all down individually just by clicking the X button here, but I can just get rid of them all with one click there as well. Any questions on that, on the focus drawers? No? Okay. There's also been some list view filter enhancements. So what we mean by this is we've got some additional filter operators. So here is a little snip here. So the default available filters for accounts, cases and opportunities modules have had more fields available by default, whereas normally you'd go into the studio, you'd go into the layouts, you'd go into the list view layout or the pop-up search layout and have to drag any, fields that you'd like to see in there. These ones now have been added as default. So here, things like the business center name, company location, company size, created by, date of next renewal, etc., they are all now default in the available filters section by module. And the filter operators has also changed. So you can now use is empty and is not empty in the list view criteria for these field types now. So the auto increment field type, the date, time, decimal, email flow, etc., So you can now say, show me all of the accounts where the date created is empty, for example. Okay, you probably wouldn't have that empty, but just as an example, or where the phone number is empty or is not empty. So they've all been added now as well. Okay, so reports. This one's also really exciting. And again, this is now available in the Enterprise Edition. So the Q2 Enterprise Edition will have these functionalities as well. So firstly, just run through a few of the points we've got here, and then I'll go ahead and open it up. So the filter view button, the funnel icon. So, oh gosh, this one here. This panel is shown on the right hand side of the results view. I will show you that in a second. It basically shows any runtime and advanced filters that you have on that report. So when you click it, any filters that you've got running will appear. If you don't have any runtime filters, then there'll just be nothing displayed in there. The table view button, so that's this second icon here. This will display your data in a table format. That's all it means. And again, the chart view button here just means it's going to show your data in the chart if you've got a chart in the report. We've also got 2 layout modes now. So these are these icons here. So you've got the horizontal split view and a vertical split view. So it's basically, do you want to see the chart on the top with the data underneath, or do you want them side by side? I will show you that as well. And then what we're also looking at under here is change the relative size of the split view. So it's basically you can drag up and drag down on the report just to get, a little bit less of the chart and more tables. I'll show you that as well. And there's been an improved performance for larger reports. So basically tables with more than 30,000 cells in Sugar are considered large reports. Okay, so that's 30,000 cells in a table. Loading these report tables with full styling and functionality, so things like focus draws and links, does decrease the performance of Sugar. So to ensure that you have access to these tables without compromising your browser's responsiveness, if a report table has 30,000 to 100,000 cells, you will be presented with the options you can see here on the screen to either load a simplified table. So it'll just have the focus draw links removed. So like when you're looking at the data, you've got the little focus draw icon that normally you can click and open up the focus draws, but they'll be removed. Or download the data as a CSV. So for reports with more than 100,000 cells, you will be presented with only the option to download it as a CSV file. Does anybody have any reports that have more than 100,000 cells? I don't think we do. So that's a really, really, really big report. Okay, so let's have a look at the reports. Oh, back. Oh gosh, I'm going too quick here. Back again, escape, and let's go into my demo environment. By the way, if you have any questions and you don't want to unmute or talk, then please use the chat section here as well, or the Q&A. It's entirely up to yourself. Right, let's look at some reports. So I'm going to open my modules. I'm going to go into the report section, and then I'm going to open this one. So this is a summation with reports, summation with details report. So the first thing here is this section here. You can push that up, push that down, have a scroll down. So you can then just say, actually, let's just look at the data, and we can go up and down, okay, a bit like a yo-yo. We then have the filter view. So this is where I said, if you have any runtime or advanced filters, they will display in here. But because this report has no runtime filters, so I can't edit it on the fly just to see different date parameters, etc., it's not going to show me anything here. And again, if we've got any advanced filters, we click that section and it doesn't have any. But if you had runtime filters, they would all show here, and you can, toggle the parameters and the criteria and just hit go, and it will generate the results just like it does at the moment. Table view. So this is just, let me take that filter view off. Let's go to table view. Oh, table view. So we're just looking at the, hang on, table in view. Here we go with the table. If I want to take that out and just look at the chart, I can. And of course, a lot of these are click through, as you know. So if you're just looking at the chart, you can click into an element and that will, pull down a panel to show you those results. If we just go table view, here we go. I got it working. So we're just looking at the table view by toggling these on and off. So we're currently on the horizontal view, and I want to split it vertically. There we go. That's really all my last slide meant, was just those few enhancements there. I quite like that, actually. It's nice. Obviously, if your report is large across the side here, you'll need to scroll across, or just slip it back into horizontal view. Oh no, look what it does. So the data is going all the way across the page there, but when I stick it in vertical view, all of the data is still there, so I don't need to scroll across. It's actually just collapsed it to fit the screen. That's really good. Didn't know that until I just clicked that. So there you go. Let's have a look at the next slide. Everybody okay? You can talk to me if you wish.
All good. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so let's continue. Play from current slide. Yes, please. Okay, so that was the reports enhancements in Cell, Serve, and Enterprise. Okay. The next two slides relate to Cell Premier only. So if you have Cell Premier or Enterprise Plus, I think they call it as well. So in Cell Premier, users can basically see how pipelines have changed over the last 7 days using the forecast changes dashlets. Okay, so that they look, I've just put this on here to give you an example of what they look like, but it's kind of looking at data as it is now, what it looked like 7 days ago, what it looked like 7 years ago, you know, if you've got data in there for 7 years. But this is obviously the what they were called Sugar Discover, but is available in Cell Premier. So if you have got Cell Premier, the change that we have here is a new dashlet. Okay, so Sugar have added a new forecast tracker dashlet, which provides a single visualization that combines data from multiple modules, allowing your users to visually track how their quota, forecast, commitments, and won sales have progressed over the course of a sales period. So there's some examples there, you know, that you would get from that dashlet, like how close am I to reaching the quota for the quarter? How have my sales won changed over time? So you can kind of see here we have the date across the bottom, the amount at the top, and then obviously these lines here just reference what we're looking at on the chart. So that's if you've got Cell Premier, you will see that. If you just have Sugar Cell, Sugar Serve, Sugar Enterprise, you won't see that. If you would like more information on Cell Premier, then just let me know. Okay, so renewals and service console enhancements. Okay, so this is obviously by default in Sugar Cell and Sugar Serve, and it is now going to be in Sugar Enterprise. So the changes that have been made here, more clickable links to open focus tabs within the console. So there's now many ways to view information within the console without navigating away or manually searching. So previously, when I used to use the renewals console, and if I clicked on a link, it wouldn't take me to an account record. It would just open up a tab not showing what I wanted to see. This is all now seamlessly working. We're also able to click on column fields. So there's more fields in the console list view, for example, the account name, which are now clickable that open a focus tab. So just, you know, remember that the focus tab is this bit here, where we've got the biscuit trail across the top. Open all record links within the console. So record links anywhere in the service or renewals console now open focus tabs as well, allowing, you know, customer service agents or sales agents to view a variety of information in one place without leaving the console. So they've basically just updated that as well to make it more usable. And you're also able to do resizable columns. So you can now resize the column within the width of the console list per your own viewing preference. So not a great deal to show here, but let's pull that up. So if I just go home, so I'm on the console here, on the accounts console, I can now, oh wow, change this, resizing the columns. I can now click on an account and it brings up the account plus all of the modules underneath. And then again, we can click through and it, as I mentioned before, with the focus drawers, will leave a biscuit trail at the top there of everything I've clicked on. So much more useful information when we click on a record within the service or renewals console. Okay, let's go back to here. Okay, next we're going to have a look at some administration enhancements. Again, for self-serve and enterprise, customized module names and icons. I did a LinkedIn article about this, or a LinkedIn post about this probably about a month ago. I was so excited when I saw this because over the years, I've had so many people ask me, can we change the icon of the module? The answer to that is now yes. So administrators can choose whether modules are represented by icons or abbreviations and can edit module colors, icons or abbreviations to suit your requirements. So I'm going to show you that actually. Before we run through the rest of the points, let's have a look. So we go up to the user profile for administration. So let's go up to here, let's go down to admin, and then here we have rename tabs. Here we go. So first you're going to see the module. So this is what it is now, the singular label, the plural label, and the icons. So we can say actually we'd like an abbreviation. So that's going to come up with the first 2 letters of the module name. Or we can say I want an icon, and here are all the icons you can choose from. There's quite a few. There we go. So you can change the icon images and you can choose the color of that module. And you can go through and do them all in one go instead of individually. And then you can hit save. Let's just change the home icon. No, that one actually makes sense. Account. Let's look for something else. We'll just do a tick box and we'll change it to army green and hit save. So this here should change in a moment to a tick. We're just gonna go ahead and save that. So yeah, really exciting enhancement there. Just gives you, the ability to personalize it more. Thanks, Leticia. You've just, so if you just want to see a bit more on that, Leticia has just put in the chat the my LinkedIn post that I did. So let's get this saved and refreshed. Now it's just doing a cache refresh. Here we go. Hey, there we go. So we have a tick for accounts now. Right, back to the slide. Play from current slide. Okay, so the next one here, allow multiple domains to be executed from auto reply emails. So administrators can now enter multiple domains separated by commas in the no auto reply to this domain field of the inbound email module to exclude from receiving auto reply emails. Additional field columns added to the scheduler's job log. So the result and messages field columns have been added to the scheduler's job log subpanel to provide additional information related to the outcome. So, for example, the success of the job and any informative messages. So that's the scheduler job log. Okay. Calculated drop-down fields. So drop-down fields can now be designated as calculated fields in admin and studio. And then one we touched on earlier about users being able to select how many pinned modules. Administrators can actually say, are users allowed to do that? So admins of Sugar can now choose to allow users to specify how many pinned modules to display in their navigation bar, and can of course set the default number for all users on your instance. Okay, so next, for those that have Enterprise, so the Q2 release of Enterprise 2023, which is version 13, is now available. There are changes to the user interface, including what we've spoken about today: forecasting, DocuSign enhancement, integration, doc merge, SugarCRM capabilities have been added to Enterprise, and lots of administration features as well. If you would like to know what to expect from going from Q2 2022 to Q2 2023, everything is in our previous Lunch and Learns on our YouTube channel. Of course, you can read the Sugar release notes as well, but if you want to see them in action, head over to our YouTube channel and see all of the previous sessions we've done. They're not very long, they're typically 20 to 30 minutes, and we run through some live scenarios. Okay, so next on our list is Sugar Connect. So these are the enhancements that were released as of May the 1st. Okay, so we are on Sugar Connect. So just to run through some of the features here, shared mailbox support, great one. So Office 365 users who are also members of a shared mailbox can now use Connect within the shared mailbox. Big enhancement. Timeline view filter. So you can now filter the timeline view by record type in both Google and Office 365. List view improvements. So list views in the Connect sidebar now feature the enhanced scrolling, and badges will be displayed where applicable. So for example, if you're using the escalations module in Sugar, when you escalate a record, you get a little badge at the top that says escalated. You will now see that in Sugar Connect when you are in Google or Office 365 Outlook. Email archive improvements. So Connect users can now expect to see archived emails appear in Sugar more quickly. The responses are synced to Sugar for meetings. So guests' acceptance statuses for meetings will now sync from your external calendar to Sugar and display in the guests panel. So you're in the meetings module, you've got all your fields at the top, then underneath, that's where your guests panel is, so you can see who's attending that meeting. That is now going to sync. Also for cancelled events, so when an event is cancelled in your external calendar, so in Google or Outlook, you can now choose to update the corresponding Sugar event with the status of cancelled. So it'll automatically go into Sugar and cancel that event. Exclude emails from auto archiving. So Sugar Connect administrators, okay, so if you're an administrator of your Connect portal, can now create an exclude email list to prevent certain emails from auto archiving to Sugar. So let me give you an example. If any of your users are in Sugar as a contact as well as a user, so you might, we have some of our users in Sugar as contacts purely to work on some of the logic and the BPMs that we've built, so we had to put them in as a contact. And obviously what we don't want to do is any emails sent internally between users, we don't want those archiving in Sugar. So with the exclude emails from auto archiving, we would basically just put Provident, anything with @providentcrm.com at the end doesn't get archived into Sugar. Okay, so it's just emails between us and customers as well as colleagues internally. Adding meeting participants to the scheduler. So you can now add other Sugar Connect users to your scheduler events in the Sugar Connect portal. That's massive. Okay, I haven't actually played with that one yet, and I will do this afternoon. So in Sugar Connect, if you don't use it, I think most of you probably do. In Sugar Connect, you've got the ability to, a bit like Calendly, where you can send people your meeting link, they can click it, look at when you're free. That basically means I can have a meeting link for me and Emma. So if somebody needs a meeting with me and Emma, they can look at our scheduler combined. So that's really big. I'm going to play with that this afternoon. If you want to know how I get on, let me know. Okay, next we're going to take a look at Sugar Mobile. So we're kind of done with showing the screens now, because the rest of it's going to be on the slide. So the Sugar Mobile updates. So this is the mobile app available on the Apple iOS and the Android Google Play stores. So the cloud drive, okay? And if you haven't seen any of the previous Lunch or Learns or don't use a cloud drive, there's lots of information in the previous videos about the cloud drive dashlet. So basically, the cloud drive is now available in the mobile app, so you can work with files in your Google Drive, OneDrive, or Dropbox directly from the app. So with the cloud drive dashlet, you can interact with the files in your third-party drive, so you can access and upload files without leaving Sugar. You can create Sugar documents from the drive files, so easily saving any file in your drive as a Sugar document with the file attached, and also syncing Sugar documents to your drive. So on any Sugar document, you can sync the attached file to your drive to ensure the file is saved where you need it, all on the mobile app. Again, another one for the mobile app. There is now a default filter on the Maps sub panel. So if you're using Sugar Maps, so Cell Premier, if you're users of Cell Premier, you'll have access to Sugar Maps anyway. If you're on Cell Advanced or any other version of Sugar, Maps is an additional cost. But when viewing the Maps sub panel on a record, without applying a custom filter, the name of the default filter is displayed here. Yep, in the filter drop down. So the default one is within 50 miles. So a user example of this would be, I've just come out of a meeting to see a customer. I've got 2 hours spare. I'm going to hop on my mobile app, go to the accounts module and look for anything within 50 miles of where I am, and I might just pop in and see them. And I can do that on the mobile app. You can now email quotes. Hey, you can now email quotes from the mobile app. So as you can see from the screenshot here, you can, the email quote option has been added to the quotes module, so you can quickly start composing an email in Sugar with the quotes PDF file attached. And of course, you might be using DocMerge to do the nice looking PDF, and then you can email it from the mobile app. Hooray, that's been a long time coming. Right, next, again, maps. So if you've got Sugar Maps, you can now get directions between 2 records. in either Sugar Maps or by your default mapping application. So depending on obviously your navigation provider. So what we can see here is I would have gone to the account module. I would have said I'm going to see this account, and I hit a button to say route it. And there it goes, all in a mobile app. So we can do the routing as well. New main menu styling. So this is just obviously following the new interface that Sugar have released. The Sugar mobile app's main menu has an updated appearance that aligns obviously with the new navigation bar here in SugarCRM. So, okay, I need to update my app. I've just checked on my phone here. I need to update mine. I won't show you that. And then lastly, the DocuSign integration. Another great one. The mobile app integrates with DocuSign, so you can now send documents for signature and manage in progress and completed envelopes from the mobile device. So we can now get to A and B using our mobile app. We can now build a quote, send it from our phone via DocuSign or via email. Massive updates. That's it from me. Thank you for attending.